let's go ahead and have a seat on the mat. Find our straight aligned spine. See if we can make it even a little bit longer. Relax the shoulders, relax the jaw, close the eyes. Take a deep breath in. Exhale through your mouth and just kind of settle into your skin. Noticing every little thing that you feel right now. And then we'll begin breathing a little deeper and slower. Ujjayi breathing would be great. And then checking in with thoughts and emotions and energy and sense of connection. Bring palms together in front of the heart and just take a moment to set an intention for your practice today. Be very clear about what you need. It makes it a lot easier to receive it if you know what it is that you want to receive. When you're clear on that, take a deeper breath in and exhale through the mouth. And then all nose breathing from here on out. We are going to come to standing at the front of the mat. Coming into Tadasana, getting rooted, grounded, connected downward so that we can rise upward. Just really feel yourself coming into alignment, lengthening the spine, engaging all of your muscles, letting the energy start to run through the body. And then take a big inhale, reach your arms up, spread the fingers, lift the chest. Let's hold this for a couple of breaths. On your next exhale, bend the knees, relax forward and drape in ragdoll. So we're just trying to let everything release here into a very drapey bent knee forward bend so that the spine can lengthen. And then go ahead and inhale all the way back up. Then as you exhale, bring your palms together in front of your heart. Just a little bit of standing rotation to begin with. Inhale, reach the arms up, touch your palms overhead. As you exhale, rotate open to your right. Let your arms open out, palms facing up. Inhale, come back to the center, palms touch overhead. Exhale, open out to your left. You're rotating your spine. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, rotate open to the right. Allow the arms to drop open. Inhale, palms touch up and overhead as you return to center. Exhale, rotate open to your left. And we'll do it one more time on each side. So inhale, back to center. Exhale, rotate open to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, rotate open to your left. Inhale, back to center. This time, exhale, fold all the way forward. Uttanasana, standing forward bend. Inhale, look up halfway, lengthen your spine. And then exhale, back down. We're going to take a big step back with our left foot. Hold the lunge for a couple of breaths here. Allow the hips to sink. Let the pelvis drop a little bit. And then keep the left hand planted. We're going to take the right hand towards the ceiling. Again, a little rotation. Maybe you've picked up on the hint that that's going to be our focus today. We're going to be all twisty. Bring your right hand down. Drop your left knee down. Bring the arms up and overhead. The pelvis tilts backwards as the ribcage lifts. We want to lengthen the spine. And then allow the hips to shift forward until we feel a stretch in the front of that left hip. On your next exhale, if it feels okay, rotate open to the right. Arms are opened out like a T again. And then maybe left elbow outside right near thigh. Palms come together in prayer. Now, if your palms are up by your right armpit, press into them, lift your torso up, and look over your right shoulder. So you kind of want those prayer hands closer to the center of the chest. This is a shallow twist to begin with. Take one more breath. And then if you feel like you would like to, this is purely optional, now you can get that left armpit to the top of the right thigh. Left hand can come to the floor if you want, and you can split the hands, taking the right hand to the ceiling. That may not be an option for you. If it's not, don't force it. And then both hands are down on the mat, either side of the right foot. We extend that right leg, flex the ankle and toes, extend our spine, and say hello to that right hamstring. If your foot is sharply flexed, you might also be feeling it in your right calf. You can think of that as a bonus. And then step back to plank position. Hold your plank. Let your core wake up and engage. And so this first time down, we're going to modify and come into 7-limb staff pose. Drop the knees, the chest and the chin. Untuck the toes. Heart lifts for a low cobra. And then downward facing dog. Now, this first down dog, you may, of course, pedal the feet a little bit or do some movements. But then once you get that, let's really lengthen the spine. Push through flat palms with spread fingers. Make sure you're not compressing your spine around your neck. In other words, you've got space between the ears and shoulders. Those hips are reaching up and back. And your heels are sinking down towards the floor. Doesn't matter if they're touching, but they're moving in that direction. And then we're going to take a big step forward with the left foot. Hold the lunge. Couple of breaths here to let the hips sink a tiny bit towards the ground. Right hand stays planted. Left hand reaches towards the ceiling. Bring your left hand down, drop the right knee down, bring the arms up and overhead. Pelvis tilts, ribcage lifts, hips shift forward. On your next exhale, rotate open to the left, arms are out like a T. If you can, that right elbow barely hooks outside the left near thigh. Palms come to prayer and we press into the hands to lift the torso up. So this first position, we don't want our torso on our thigh. We want to look over the left shoulder and have prayer hands closer to the center of the chest. Now, if you want to go deeper and you feel like you can, now you can take your torso down onto that left thigh. Right hand comes to the floor and the left hand reaches up towards the ceiling if you can, and you kind of split those hands. We take both hands down, either side of the left foot, extend your left leg, flex the ankle and toes, pull your chest forward, lengthen out that left hamstring, maybe even the left calf. Step forward, standing forward bend. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold all the way forward. Look up halfway and lengthen. And then back down. We're going to step back with our right leg. Hold the lunge for a moment. And then go ahead and bring your left hand to the inside of your left foot. Come down onto the right forearm, perhaps both if you're able. Just taking a moment here in lizard. Now, if you've got your right forearm on the ground, keep it there. And let's take that left hand to the ceiling. Again, we're rotating. Left hand comes back down outside the left foot. Come back onto your right hand. If you are able, you'll hold a high lunge. If you need to, you can drop the right knee. Otherwise, let's bring the arms up and overhead. Tilt the pelvis back. Lift the rib cage. Allow the hips to drop. And then if it feels okay, prayer twist to the left. Lift the torso. Look over the left shoulder. If you want to try that deeper twist, take the right hand to the ground, left hand to the ceiling. So basically your right armpit is on top of your left thigh. And then let's take hands on either side of the left leg, gaze forward, and begin to straighten your left leg, getting a deeper hamstring stretch. Try and extend the spine here as much as possible. And then we'll step our left leg back to plank position. And you may flow through the vinyasa of your choice. Try and follow the breath. Try and keep the spine really lengthening in every pose that you do. On your next inhale, you're going to step your right foot forward. Hold the lunge for a moment. And then we're going to bring the right hand to the inside of the right foot. Come down onto the left forearm, perhaps both. Take a breath or two here in lizard on the right side. If your left forearm is on the ground, keep it down. Take that right hand to the ceiling again. And then we're going to take the right hand down outside the right foot, come back up onto the left hand. If you're able, hold the high lunge, arms are up and overhead. Remember, you can always drop that left knee if you need to. Find your appropriate stretch. Go ahead and come into a prayer twist if that's an option for you. And then if you want to go deeper, left hand comes to the ground, right hand reaches for the ceiling. Come on out of that with hands on either side of your right foot. Gaze forward as you straighten out that right leg as much as you comfortably can and lengthen the spine. And then step forward to a standing forward bend. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. Bring your feet all the way together. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, drop your tailbone, Utkatasana. Hold this for a moment. Allow your body to adjust. Palms together. Prayer twist to your right. Look up over that right shoulder. Remember, prayer hands should be close to the center of the chest. Come back to the center. Prayer twist to your left. Come back to the center. Raise the arms up and overhead. And then straighten your legs and fold forward. Look up halfway, and then back down. You're gonna step back with your left leg. Take your right hand to the ceiling again. You should start noticing this is feeling easier. Take your right hand inside the right foot. Spin the left heel flat. Take your left hand to the ceiling. From here, you should be in perfect position to rise up. Warrior two. Left hand on the left thigh. Right arm reaches up and over to reverse your warrior. Come all the way back up. Straighten your right leg. Lengthen out and find your triangle pose this morning. And then here's what we're gonna do from triangle. We're gonna bring our left hand down. Adjust the feet if you need to. I usually need to adjust mine a little bit wider so that my hips can rotate. You do what you need to do, but we're gonna transition into revolved triangle. Parivrtta. Left hand is either on your right shin, your foot, or outside of the foot, not on the inside. The spine stays lengthened, right leg stays straight if you can. And you're gonna take your right hand towards the ceiling. Right hand comes down, step it back to plank, and take your vinyasa. After you've taken a moment to really lengthen in your downward facing dog, step your left foot forward. Keep the right hand on the ground and take the left hand to the ceiling. Bring your left hand down inside your left foot, spin the right foot flat, take your right hand to the ceiling. From here, we're in the perfect position to come up into warrior two. And then right hand on right thigh, left arm up and over, reverse your warrior. From here, we come back up and straighten the left leg. Lengthen the rib cage to the left. And find Trikonasana, triangle pose. And then from here, we bring the right hand down. Again, please feel free to adjust the feet if you need to. Right hand is going to come onto your left shin, your left foot, or onto the floor outside of your left foot. Keep your spine lengthening and begin to rotate. Left hand reaches for the ceiling. Left hand comes back down, step back to plank, and take your vinyasa. From this down dog, you're going to either walk or jump forward to a standing forward bend. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, bring the palms together in front of the heart. We're going to be moving into Garudasana, eagle pose, beginning with standing on the right foot. I'd like you to bend your right knee and very tightly take your left thigh over your right. Take your right arm under your left. Your palms should be touching, your fingers should be pointing up towards the ceiling. The shoulders are pulling down, the elbows are slightly lifting and pressing forward. And we drop the tailbone a little more, lift the heart a little higher. We breathe, breathe, breathe. unwind, and stand on your left foot. Bend your left knee. Take the right thigh tightly over the left. Take the left arm underneath the right. Lift your chest. Drop your tailbone. And unwind. Feet completely together at the front of the mat. Palms together in front of your heart. Take a big inhale, reach your arms up. As you exhale, drop your tailbone, parivrtta. Palms together in front of the heart. Prayer twist to your right, looking up over your right shoulder. If you can, with control, you're going to step your left leg back and come into your prayer twist lunge. From here, spin your left heel flat, open out, warrior two. Again, we're going to reverse the warrior. I want you to come on up from that, straighten your right leg. If you need to adjust your feet, go ahead, but we're going straight into revolved triangle with the left hand on the right foot or shin, right hand towards the ceiling, just a full revolution. One more breath here. Right hand comes down. We step back to plank and we take our vinyasa. Remembering to flow with your breath. Always stay connected to your breath. And then from here, you may either walk or jump forward to a standing forward bend. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, palms together. Inhale, reach your arms up, and as you exhale, drop your tailbone, utkatasana. Palms together. Prayer twist to your left. Do your best to just step that right leg back. Prayer twist lunge. From here, we just spin the right heel flat, open out, warrior two. Again, reverse your warrior, right hand, right thigh, left arm up and over. And then from here, you're going to come up, straighten your left leg. Adjust your feet if you need to see if you can just flow right in to your revolved triangle. Left hand on right shin, right hand on left shin or foot, left hand to the ceiling. Left hand comes down, we step it back to plank and flow through a vinyasa. Really lengthen in your down dog. And then drop down to your knees. We're going to be coming into our extra twisty version of threading the needle. So if you can, take your left leg out to the left. The leg is totally straight. The foot is totally flat. You kind of slide your left foot up towards that left shoulder level. And then you may forget about the leg. It's unimportant whether or not you grab it. Just think of it as a kickstand. You're going to inhale the right arm up. Exhale, deep twist. Coming to rest on right shoulder. And then if you can, take your left hand up towards the ceiling and allow the spine to rotate as much as you comfortably can. Sometimes we use threading the needle as an upper back stretch. Sometimes we use it as a deep twist Today, it's the ladder. Go ahead and come on out of that, back onto your hands and knees. Now we're going to extend the right leg out to the right. The foot is flat, the leg is totally straight, and we slide that right foot up so that it's almost level with the shoulder. Then we forget about the leg because it's not important to grab it. Inhale, the left hand up towards the ceiling. Exhale, scoop it underneath. And then take that right hand up and try and roll the chest open. So what that's basically doing is giving you a deep rotation at the spine. Again, today, your threading the needle is really all about the twist. Excellent. Come on out of that. Hands and knees. Wag your tail a little bit. Step back to plank. Flow through your vinyasa. From this downward facing dog, you can either walk or jump forward, standing forward bend. Feet completely together. Keep them together, bend your knees, squeeze them tightly so that they point forward. Walk your hands in a tight little circle around towards your right heel. You should feel this as a stretch on the left side of your low back. Walk your hands in a tight little circle around towards your left heel. Keep your knees together and pointing forward. You should feel this as a stretch on the right side of your low back. Come back to the center, straighten the legs. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, palms together in front of the heart. Last time in Utkatasana, inhale, raise your arms up, and as you exhale, drop the tailbone down and back. Palms together in front of your heart. Prayer twist to your right. Now, just play with this. But see if you can take your left leg back for that prayer twist lunge. And then maybe for a breath, take the left leg off the ground. Put it back down, stay in your lunge, raise the arms up and overhead, tuck your tailbone under, sink. See if you can do that deeper variation now. You should be warmer. See if you can get left armpit to the right thigh, left hand to the ground, right hand towards the ceiling. As you come out of that, I'd like you to take your right hand inside the right foot, left heel spins flat. Left hand to the ceiling for side angle. Again, it's kind of like we're unwinding the spine. Just bring your left hand down, step back to plank, and take a vinyasa. From this down dog, you're going to either walk or jump forward. Standing forward bend. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, prayer. This is it, last side. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, drop your tailbone, Utkatasana. Palms to prayer. Prayer twist to your left. See if you can step that right leg back, prayer twist lunge. Play with the idea of just taking that right leg off the ground for a breath or two. Right foot goes back down. Come on up, arms up and overhead. Tuck the tailbone. See if you can do that deeper twist variation here. Get that right armpit onto your left thigh, right hand to the ground. Left hand reaches for the ceiling. As we come out of this, left hand inside the left foot, right heel spins flat, right hand to the ceiling. Unwinding the spine. Right hand comes down, step back to plank, and flow through one more vinyasa. Really lengthen your spine here. Now, while you're still in down dog, if you can, reach underneath you with your left hand and grab either your right thigh or right calf and twist to look under your right armpit. Left hand goes back down, right hand reaches underneath, grab left thigh or calf, look under your left armpit. Right hand comes back out, lengthen, 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 and then you can either walk or jump forward. Have a seat, extend your legs, pause for a moment in Dandasana. So we have a really straight spine, very active legs. And we pause and we just check in. How's the body feeling? What about your thoughts and your emotions and your energy? What about your intention that you set at the beginning of practice? And then just take a couple of breaths, stretching out over both legs. This is parsvakonasana, just a seated forward bend. Ideally, it is predominantly coming from the hips. So your back may stretch a little bit, but you really want your pelvis to initiate the forward bend. We're going to come up from that. Keep the right leg straight. Bring the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Lean out over your right leg for a moment. We're going to come up from that. Begin with a fairly gentle twist. You're going to just pick your left knee up. If you're able, bring your right elbow outside of that left knee and bring your left hand behind you and look over your left shoulder. If you can't get your elbow outside of the knee, you can simply hug it. Come back around. I want you to pick your left leg up. Rock it like a baby. Flex the left ankle and pull your left foot on top of your right thigh, wherever you can comfortably get it. Preferably, the heel is in the center of your right thigh and it's in the crease. Lift up through the chest. Left hand is behind you, right hand is on the left knee. You're twisting to the left again. Now, some of you guys are going to be able to actually reach around and grab that left big toe with your left hand. But a couple of things have to happen. That heel has to be in the crease of the thigh and in the center of your leg. You have to flex your toes. You got that little handle. And you have to have a relatively healthy left shoulder. We're going to take one more breath here. And then release that, unwind, and extend the left leg out. Wiggle the legs. Bring the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Lean out a little bit. Stretch for a moment. And then come on up from that. So first, we'll do the easier twist.
We're just gonna pick our right knee up. Usually in this position, you can kind of push the leg over a little bit to get the elbow outside of the knee. So if you feel like you can, go for left elbow outside right knee or thigh, right hand behind you. But if that's not at all possible, then you can just grab that right leg, look over your right shoulder. And then we're gonna rotate back around, pick the right leg up, rock it a little bit like a baby, flex your right ankle, and you're gonna try and get that right heel dead center in the middle of your right thigh, in the crease, left hand on right knee, right hand behind you as you twist. And then maybe you can reach around and grab the big toe, maybe not. So I can usually do this on one side and not on the other. That may be the case with you. You do your best. Take a couple more breaths. And then completely unwind, extend the legs, and give them a good wiggle. Good. From here, we're gonna bend the knees, grab behind the thighs, lift the chest, lift the feet off, pranavasana, boat pose. Extend the arms. I'd like you to extend your legs if you're able. If you can't, keep the legs bent, but keep your chest lifting. Bring your palms together. I want you to rotate to the right. Then rotate to the left. Come back to the center, put your feet down, and slowly, slowly, slowly roll onto your back, hug your knees in, and rock side to side. So we're going to go into a deep twist here. Remember, if you need to modify, keep knees bent and together. That's the gentlest way to do a twist. But if you can, I'd like you to put your right foot down in the middle of the mat. Take your left thigh tightly over the right. You're welcome to do the little foot wrap if you like that. But we're going to keep the right foot on the mat. This helps keep us really aligned. And then you're going to drop both knees to the right. Let your left arm open out to the left. Let your head turn to the left. And we take some nice deep breaths here. One more breath on this side. On your next inhale, bring the knees back up. Keep them crossed. Let's draw 3 big circles in the air in each direction with our knees. This makes the back feel good. When you finish all 3 knee circles in each direction, uncross your legs, give them a nice squeeze, rock side to side. Again, if you need to modify, knees are going to stay bent and drop to the left. Otherwise, left foot on the mat, right thigh tightly crosses left. If you want to do the little foot wrap, that's cool. Left foot goes back on the mat though. Right arm out to the right, knees drop to the left, and your head turns to the right. On your next inhale, bring the legs back up. Keep them crossed. Let's draw 3 big circles in each direction with the knees. As you complete those circles, you can uncross your legs, hug your knees in, and rock side to side. So if you need to modify for your inversion today, bridge pose is fine. But if you're able to do some version of a shoulder stand, I'd like you to do that. We're going to be playing a little bit with a final twist in an inverted position. Now, if you're going to be doing the shoulder stand and hiking your hips into your hands, I want you to promise me that you will keep some space underneath your neck. In other words, you're maintaining a little bit of cervical curve. And also that once you're up, you will not turn your head. So if you need to look at the screen or do something, come down first and then go back up. All right, so here we go. Either you're modifying in bridge or you're hiking your hips into your hands to get the legs in the air. And then what we're gonna do is bend the knees, point the toes. Try and get your knees onto your forehead. So when we do little kids yoga, we call this candlestick. Your feet are the flame. But we're gonna make this a little twisty. So what I'd like you to do is just see if you can get the outside of your left knee towards your right ear. So you're twisting a little, putting both knees on the right side of the head, but not by moving the head, by moving the knees. And then come back to the center and try and get your right knee outside by your left ear. And then come back up. Extend the legs. If you're able, allow your feet to drop over your head, halasana, plow pose. And then take a big step with both feet to the right. So this is parsvakonasana, side plow. Bend the knees again. You might have better luck now. Left knee is by right ear. Straighten the legs. Walk them over to the left now. Parsvakonasana to the left. Side plow. And then again, bend the knees if you feel like you can. Maybe better luck with that right knee outside the left side of your face. Straighten the legs. Come back to the center. And slowly roll your way down. Hug your knees in. And rock side to side. Finally, you have arrived at the moment you've waited for, which is a happy baby. And if that's not the moment you've waited for, then it's probably coming after this. So go ahead and grab the outside edges of your feet and move, wiggle, stretch. So the cool thing about all of these twisting poses is that they're actually really good for loosening and releasing the outer hips. So see if that feels true in your body as you wiggle around a little bit in your happy baby. When you feel like you're ready, flip the feet to the mat with your knees bent to one side as we exhale. We're going to inhale them back up and let them drop to the opposite side as we exhale. And then inhale them back up. So you're just letting your hips roll, just allowing everything to loosen. This should really finish releasing the low back. So it is kind of a gentle twist, but you'll notice it's a hip roll. So you're not getting as much compression in the abdomen. It's just a lot gentler. When you feel like you've gone an equal amount on both sides, allow the soles of the feet to come together and your knees to drop open. And let's just flatten the low back for a moment. So the next time you breathe in, press your low back into the mat. Take a couple of breaths here. We're just lengthening out the spine. Next time you breathe out, relax your body completely. You'll notice that the natural arch in your low back returns. So you should have an arched back again. And then the next time you breathe in, go ahead and flatten it out again. So it's like you're pressing your navel down towards the floor. You're tilting the pelvis back. It shouldn't be very strenuous. It should be pretty easy to do. The next time you exhale, release, and then you may begin to extend your legs. Separate the feet. Find the right spot for your feet, your legs, every part of your body. Make sure that your hands are lower than the height of your heart. It's preferable for the palms to face up for more than one reason. Not only is this a receptive gesture, but it's also the neutral position for your forearm bones. Mobility at the forearm, being able to rotate our hands, palms up or palms down, requires that our forearm bones be able to cross each other. When you're lying supine on your back with your palms facing up, the forearm bones are not crossed. So this is a very relaxed position. Close your eyes, soften your jaw, soften your face. Take a deep breath in. Big exhale through the mouth. Just allow everything to release. And as you feel everything settling down, I want you to just become conscious of your breath. You don't have to control it or manipulate it. Just become aware of it. And we're going to allow the breath to wash through the body today. So imagining, if you can, that you are inhaling through the arches of your feet and that the breath is coming all the way up your body and exiting the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, the breath is coming from the crown of the head all the way back down through the body and exiting the soles of the feet. So as you're inhaling from the feet all the way up to the crown of the head, you're bringing in whatever it is that you need or want. As you're exhaling from the crown of the head all the way back down out through the soles of the feet, you are releasing and purging yourself of anything that you don't want or need. Breathing in through the arches of the feet, washing the breath all the way up to the crown of the head. Exhaling from the crown of the head, washing the breath all the way down through the soles of the feet. If your mind wanders, be gentle with yourself, forgive yourself, and then bring it back to washing the breath, bringing in what you want and need with your inhales, releasing and purging what you don't want or need with your exhales. Begin to feel back into your body. Begin to deepen your breath. Move your fingers and toes a little bit. Take a deeper inhale, spread your fingers and toes, and then exhale through the mouth and relax them. And take an even deeper breath in and stretch. And then exhale and relax again. You can bend your knees. Roll to your right side. And press yourself up into sitting. So first you're just going to find that nice, straight, aligned spine that we always come to in seated position. Really drilling down through your tailbone and lifting up through the crown of the head. Without turning anything else, on your next exhale, I'd like you to just turn your head as far to the right as you can. Bring the head back to center and turn your head as far to the left as you can. Bring the head back to center. Gently tilt your chin up towards the ceiling. When you begin to feel the skin on the front of your throat stretch, I'd like you to open your mouth really wide and then clench your teeth and do that 3 times. Slowly let the chin come back down and let it just keep going until it's resting on your chest. You should feel the back of your neck stretch. If you want, you can do tiny movements as though you're very slowly, gently shaking your head no while you're still looking down. Bring the head back up and draw tiny little circles in the air with your nose and go the opposite direction. So as you come back to center and draw the head back, we're going to continue working with ratio breaths. And today I'm going to challenge you to do the ultimate, which is a 1-4-2. Why that's super challenging is because the hold is 4 times as long as your inhale, twice as long as your exhale. I suggest you start low and begin to increase perhaps breath by breath until you find that perfect spot. So with your breath work, not so terribly different from asanas in that there's always that sweet spot. If you make your breath too long, you'll stress yourself out, you'll struggle, you'll gasp, or the breath will explode out. That's not good. If you don't make the breath long enough, you're not really practicing, you're not doing much. So you have to kind of find that sweet spot. I suggest you perhaps start with a 2-second inhale, an 8-second hold, and a 4-second exhale. If you're okay with that, then you bump it up to a 3-second inhale, a 12-second hold, and a 6-second exhale, and so on and so forth. If you get to a point where it's too much, then you back it up, you find that sweet spot, but you try and stay within that ratio. So it's all about learning to control the breath, but we don't want to do it by just brute force. We need to find the sweet spot where we can do it with ease. And just a reminder, as always, if holding your breath causes you stress or anxiety, then skip the holding part. And for today, if that's the case, if you're not going to hold your breath, then whatever your inhale is, make your exhale 4 times as long. If you can, though, it's a 1-4-2 ratio. Whatever you breathe in, your hold, the internal retention, is 4 times as long. And whatever you breathe out, your exhale is twice as long as the inhale. 1-4-2 ratio. All right. Take a deep breath into your nose. Exhale completely through your nose. And off you go. So finish out the breath that you're on, and as you do finish it out, just let your breathing return to normal. Keep the eyes closed if your eyes are closed. And I want you to just tune in for a moment and notice how you feel. That extended retention of the breath causes a buildup of carbon dioxide, CO2, in the lungs, which actually transfers more oxygen into your bloodstream. And it's also very relaxing. So what you might feel, perhaps, is really calm and yet with quite a bit of energy and alertness. So it's not that you're sluggish, you're just calm. Notice if that's true for you, and if it's not, it's okay. And then just slowly bring your palms together in front of your heart. Take a moment in gratitude for your practice today, for the ability of the spine to rotate, for you to be able to twist, to really aid the health of your internal organs, to keep the discs between the vertebrae and the spine hydrated and juicy, for your ability to be discerning with your breath work and find that sweet spot. And take one more huge breath in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. When we bring our palms together at our foreheads, this reminds us to be present. When we bring our palms together in front of our mouths, it reminds us to speak our truth. And when we bring our palms together in front of our hearts, it reminds us to keep our hearts open, to practice kindness and compassion and love, and to include ourselves. Thank you so much for getting up this morning to join me on your mat. Namaste.